so many people come back because the 15th year for Wild West Days is going to be the best, right? And I have to say thank you to Miss Veronica Court. You girls are beautiful, and you have done a fantastic job of representing our community, not only at Wild West Days and the historic parade through downtown, but I know Doc put you out of your comfort zone 2 years in a row when you appeared on stage at the Temple Theater for the concert. So our new queens are going to be able to enjoy that experience, right? So this year we do have Roy Rogers Jr. and his son Dustin Rogers. He is the living son of Roy Rogers. Jeff and I had the pleasure of seeing their show in Branson, Missouri last fall. And so we booked them, and they will be doing 2 shows on Thursday the 19th and Friday the 20th after the All Equestrian Parade through downtown. So that'll be what I'm talking about with the new royalty joining us on stage. And we want all 4 girls to be with us for those occasions. I think you probably don't realize how stressful and how much work goes into planning an event like a Miss Wild West Days. I did serve on the Miss Veronica committee for a number of years, and I'll tell you, the mothers and gals who work on the committees spend many, many hours in preparation. My daughter Aurora was Miss Veronica 2000, and my older daughter Emily was on court, and I can't even remember the year. It might have been 95 or 96. She was second attendant. So Jeff and I have been through this, moms and dads, so if you need any words of encouragement, just call me, and I'll talk you down. It is a lot of work, but you know, you could see from the way the Miss Veronica Court talked how blessed they were and how much this experience has added to their life experience. I think you girls know that you have a richness of experience now and poise, speaking ability, so many things that you probably didn't feel as comfortable a couple of years ago in front of a crowd. So it really does get you out there. It does, I think, make a young woman just the best that she can be. Little Miss Amber Keenan, I'd like to say a few words about her. Because at Wild West Days the past few years, she has been my little shopping buddy. And we really do know how to shop, don't we, Amber?
Yeah.
And I think that if some of you haven't ever attended Wild West Days, it is totally unique because we have what we like to call a multi-era wingding. We have everything from the rendezvous, the 1830s, the Native Americans are represented. We have the Old West town. I think you can see some of the costuming that Ellie has on today. Lorna's wearing Wild West attire from the 1880s. Ellie has a concession at Wild West Days too that's interesting because she will dress your family up, or like the court, she will dress people up in old-timey outfits and take pictures, and it's just really amazing how great those pictures can turn out looking. And then of course we have the New West, represented here by our cowboys, bull riding, and the rodeo, which is always so very much fun. I think that hog wrestling has probably been something that we're almost famous for now here in Veronica. I hope our new court candidates are willing to get down and dirty in the hog wrestling. Raise your hands, girls, if you're willing to do it. So at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Mann to come up and just say a couple words. Doc and I have been at this now like 15 years. Our kids grew up being slaves to Wild West Days. And, our baby's 21, so I'm glad we've got Miss Wild West Days Court because they can kind of step into some of those roles, don't you think?
Yeah. I'd like to thank Paul for there's a lot to say, and you'll get bored with it real quickly. I think the most important thing that Wild West Days represents is the pioneer spirit of people that came and settled this area, whether it was in the early 1800s, mid-1800s, 1900s, or even the year 2000. We have wonderful people that come and make this community what it is and what it will become. Wild West Days wouldn't be possible without the people. You can always build buildings, you can always find pigs, and you can always find bulls. But it's the individuals, ordinary individuals that you might pass in the street and not look twice at, that make an extraordinary difference in making their community what it has become. And this doesn't just apply to Wild West Days, but it applies to the communities of Westby, Chaseburg, Cashton. We're not blue-blooded aristocrats, we're ordinary people. Our ancestors were pretty common. You know, one of my ancestors was an indentured servant on the Mayflower. He went overboard on the way and they rescued him. So if you could say, some of my ancestors started out as basically being slaves. But look what Americans of all backgrounds have created. The most wonderful country in the world to live. And for us, the most wonderful community in western Wisconsin in which to live. You make the difference. You make it possible. You make it happen. Because nobody from Washington is going to come here and fix anything for us. So, a little political, right? The most valuable asset, product, if you will, that we export from this county is right here, and all these lovely young ladies. They are the talent that's going to pay my Social Security check when I retire. They're the ones that are going to be the astronauts of tomorrow, the physicians of tomorrow, the doctors, the waitresses, the housewives, the mothers. They're the ones that are going to make tomorrow possible. So for the young people here, both young in spirit as well as young in age, I think we need to give them all a round of applause. They are our future. I pass a hat now, but
I already got one, Doc. Well, as you can see, we're still missing judges. They're still upstairs deliberating, which means, what did you guys say up there? Because I think you befuddled my judges. They just can't decide. I think I even heard at one point, they were like, oh, can we just chuck this and just start over? I don't know, it's a definite possibility. So if everyone can just kind of hang tight, and as soon as I get my judges down here, we'll keep going.